Hi, I'm Steve Thompson, president of Emery Thompson Machine.
I'm Christi Brown, Vice President of Sales and Marketing, and we're standing today.
Yes, we are. Welcome to Questions Answered. I had so many things I wanted to play with and show and tell that I had to stand up for. Christi and I ran into a problem this week trying to explain to one customer, and it's happened many times, about maintenance is needed on your Emery Thompson machine. Yes, we last on average 40 years. Every other brand that's on the market, well, you'll find them on eBay after about 9 years. And the Chinese, well, we won't even go there. But all good machinery needs occasional preventive maintenance. And we couldn't get the point across about the front cover gasket. If your front cover gasket is yellow and hard as a rock, it's probably time to change it. These new ones are white, they're squishy, and they make a better seal. But we can't seem to explain to people about the front cover gasket. So what I'm going to do is a little show and tell here about maintenance, and I'm going to say, if you haven't changed your front cover gasket since that picture was taken of me in college, I think it's time to change the front cover gasket. Look at the long hair.
Oh, gosh.
Hair down to my shoulders.
Mustache.
It's time to change your O-ring, your front cover gasket. Now, the front cover gasket, the other problem we had was explaining where does it go? It goes on the machine. It doesn't go on the door like that because the door won't close. It goes on the machine here. So very simple. Maybe every few years you need to change this. This is our dasher system. The blades are good for approximately, on an average store, $1 million worth of gross sales before you have to change them. If you're an extremely busy store, maybe you have to change them every $2 million because you're doing so much. But you'll get about 5 years life out of the blades, and there's nothing to do. The springs, we do change once a year. All yours.
Okay. So a lot of people, ask questions about the recipe book. Does it contain, the most recent one, which is going to be the question for today, is, does it contain any vegan recipes? No, but any recipe in here, you can turn it into vegan. So there is a dairy-free section in here all the way. Let's find it. Oh, well, in here somewhere. So we're going to say this is the dairy-free section.
Trust us.
Yeah, just trust us, right? So the recipe book is designed to cater to the Emery Thompson batch freezer. So it tells you how much mix you need for each size machine, and then how many cookies or how much caramel syrup or how many pecans you need to put in per size machine. So in the dairy-free section, you could use the dairy-free mix that you purchase or you make yourself. And then you can swap out the ingredients that might be, cookies. If I have cookies listed in there, you can swap those out for a vegan type of cookie. But at least the math is already there for you, so you know exactly how many cookies you need to put in there. And the same thing goes for dairy-free. You can take any of these ice cream formulas that's in here and turn them into a dairy-free as well. Just swap the dairy-free mix or the ice cream mix for the dairy-free mix, and virtually every recipe is interchangeable just about.
Our office manager and my wife Paula was a vegan until I met her, and then I grilled her some Hebrew National hot dogs on the grill. That ended that right away. I want to talk about coffee. I am a coffee snob. I love coffee.
He's not kidding.
Oh, I'm absolutely. But when it comes to making coffee ice cream, the very best way to do it is use Taster's Choice or other freeze-dried crystals. You can get it as regular or decaf. I like to do the decaf because then you can eat the ice cream at night and it's not going to bother you. I have great recipes for it. We have a recipe called NYPD. My wife's father was New York Police Department, and we make a coffee ice cream with Dunkin' Donuts in it and call it NYPD. If you're living in San Francisco, you can call it SFPD. Whatever your local police department is, name it after them. It's going to help bring them in. We have Christi's recipe, which is the espresso, the coffee with the espresso beans in it, and that's spectacular. We have a dairy-free version of that, so all you have to do is call us or email us or go to emerythompson.com and we have almost 600 videos there. One button that you push on at the website will take you to a list of flavors, and you can pick out the flavor you want and watch a short video on how to make that product. The other secret to making coffee ice cream is when you're using the Taster's Choice, which is an awful coffee for drinking, but makes great ice cream, is it's bitter. So 3 or 4 squirts of just plain old Hershey syrup won't make it chocolatey tasting, but it will take the bitterness away. I'll save the next one for next
Okay.
one.
Well, he does Hershey syrup. I do vanilla. I like to do this couple splashes of vanilla extract in replace of the Hershey syrup. So that's your choice, though. What is my next one? Oh, so I had a customer reach out from India, and due to his culture, a lot of them, he says, we don't eat eggs. And he was very concerned about all of the dairy mixes here in the U.S. Will have eggs in all of their dairy mix. And so his question was, do all dairy mix contain eggs? And no. So here, obviously we have custard base, which is which has egg in it. But no, all of the dairy mixes that we have here do not contain any eggs. It's just milk and cream and sugar and skim milk and probably some other additives in there too that, to help keep it shelf stable for a couple of days or so. But unless you're buying custard, everything else is egg free and you'll be okay.
And those extra additives are all natural. They're from guar gum, which is a gum, and carrageenan, which is seaweed. If you do find a polysorbate 80, go look somewhere else. We are trying to make an all fresh, all natural product here.
Meadowvale has a clean label one. It's 16% butter fat, and everything in it is 100% natural. If you want to get a hold of Meadowvale, I have a contact. His name is Eddie. He's a great guy, super sweet. Do anything he can to help, and he can get your hands on that 16% clean label.
The other gigantic side of our business, besides hard ice cream, is Italian ice, or in Philadelphia they call it Italian water ice, or the French call it sorbet, the Italians call it sorbetto. It's all the same thing. Pure cane sugar, water, and fresh fruit flavoring. There's another way to make it that I have formulas for. I've been talking about it now for close to 3 years. And people write into me, steve@emerythompson.com, and I send you about 5 free formulas using a product called allulose. They want to make it sugar-free. I'm a type 1 diabetic, so I'm not supposed to eat sugar, though I've got M&Ms hidden in the freezer over there.
And Oreos.
But allulose is a combination of rare fruits. It has no effect on my glycemic scale, which means that it won't raise my blood sugar at all using allulose. Prior to me finding allulose, the only way to make it sugar-free was a horrible chemical called maltodextrin. Maltodextrin usually comes with a warning that if you're going to have more than an ounce or 2 of this product, it's going to give you Montezuma's revenge, polite word for diarrhea. The allulose, you don't have that problem. People ask me where to buy allulose. Actually, the Splenda people, Splenda does not work in making ice cream. It has no freezing properties, so it's useless in making ice cream. But the Splenda people have now come out with their own version of allulose that we talked about on another video called Swerve, like swerving down a highway. So you can look for that. But when you get into it, because it's going to be very popular, I use allulose I buy at Amazon.com. One source you'll find there is Keystone Pantry. They're a company in Pennsylvania that's been around for a very long time. Another is Anthony's, is I think out of California, and that's another good supply of allulose. And you'll find these on Amazon.com. There's another product that people are talking about who don't really know what they're talking about, and that is using erythritol. Trust me, you don't want to use erythritol as a sweetener. There's too many cases of it showing up in medical journals that I read a lot for fun, showing heart problems, stroke problems. I mean, everything you can imagine can happen with erythritol. So remember, allulose, not erythritol. Also, in the same category, I make a chocolate, sugar-free, and one of my very favorite chocolate, 30 seconds, is from Benjamin P. Forbes Company in Cleveland. When you get my chocolate dairy-free, you'll see that. It'll tell you to talk to Cherish Matthews over there, and she'll help you out. The last thing I've got to show you is what do we call this?
Mammy's dairy free.
Mommy's Dairy Free. It's not sugar free. It's got pure cane sugar in it, and it makes a great product. Spelled MAMIS. Gelato.com, and this is a coconut base for doing dairy-free ice cream. It also comes in oat, and they call it a cute name, Outrageous. Both
like that
are
one.
great. Yeah, the Outrageous they're both great, but the Outrageous has no aftertaste. It's smoother and creamier than the coconut. Both great products. This is a market from age 49 on down, and it's growing bigger and bigger every year. It's not a fad, it's a trend. And on that note, I took up all your time, so
I'm good.
next week I'll put
I was just
Gorilla
looking through
Tape
the
across
book.
my mouth, and you can have the whole show.
I'm all right.
So until then, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Goodbye.